Hey guys, Allison here, and I'm about to start my day 2 layout for LOAD218, February 2018. And the adventure I'm choosing today is to use a galaxy theme. And so I pulled out this paper from Chamel's Starshine collection because it's a galaxy. And I want to do a double page. I've got some photos from Dumbledore's office. This is from our Warner Brothers studio tour in London, which is another challenge that I'm trying to meet this month, which is over on the Scrap Gals Facebook group. Finish it February. So I'm trying to get this album finished. So yeah, so these are the photos, and a lot of my photos from this tour have this sort of bluey cast to it. They change the lighting depending on what area you're in, and if it's got more of a sort of, I guess, nighttime theme or feel to it, then you get this bluish purple light. So I have a big problem because on this paper I don't like the photos. The other problem I have is I have one of these papers from the 12 by 12 paper pad, and one which is, you know, you would buy a single sheet. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. The colors are not completely true to one another. So I have to make a decision. I think I might end up using only one and spread it across a double page, and then save this double-sided one, and I can always use orange on another layout. So I think that's what I'm going to do, but I need different colors to break up that purple. I don't want to have these photos right against this blue. So I'm going to go digging through my stash some more, and I'll come back when I have some more papers. All right, this is what I have pulled out so far. I got a page from Make-A-Wish from Webster's Pages. This is from Echo Park, Perfect Princess. It's got cute little unicorns on the back, but that doesn't really fit. This is a Gossamer Blue paper. Just some cardstock. Got that paper from Starshine. This is from Flutter. I just wanted that sort of plaster look. And then I've got 2 sheets of this one from Dear Lizzie. Lovely day. When I'm making a double page, I do like to have 2 sheets of the same in the background. But it is fairly dark, so I will have to make sure I have lighter layers on top. Okay, so now I am just going to play, and I will stick this on fast forward. Okay, so I'm going to start by cutting the branding strip off my 2 background papers. And I spent some time sort of flipping one of them around to see if I can line up the lines in the background, and it doesn't seem to be a way to do that, so I give up. It is what it is. I know that that middle seam is going to be covered by a lot of paper anyway, so it's not really going to be an issue. And now I am trying different arrangements of the photos, but I do go back to how I originally had them arranged. And now I'm just taking my papers and cutting them up. So that cream sort of plaster one I cut into 2 5-inch strips, and the galaxy one I just cut straight in half. And the same with the purple cardstock. This purple one I cut a 9-inch square box, but I don't end up getting it on the layout, so yeah. And then the star paper is in 2-inch strips. And then this one is actually, it's hard to see in the video, but it's actually a ledger print. So I just cut out a sort of strip of ledger paper. I thought I could do my journaling on it, but I end up going a different direction with my journaling. But I like the white, and I like combining the white and the cream. I know a lot of designers don't necessarily like to do that, but there's white in the back of the like the background paper, and then those stars on the blue are white. But the galaxy print has sort of a little bit of stressed, I guess, the look. And then there's a lot of warmer colors in the photos as well. So I'm not very happy with that layout. So I try something else. Moving the cream up to the top. And I'm much happier with this layout. And I get my photos back in there just to see if it's going to work, and it does. But I've still got the problem of those blue tone photos which have a sort of purple cast to them on top of that blue, and I don't like that. So I matte them with more of that white, just the two photos. And then the photo here that I'm matting right now is of my two daughters, and so I decided to give that one a little bit more significance by giving it a second matte. And I pull in that purple stripy paper because I hadn't used it elsewhere. And I did intend to put it in other places on the layout, you know, because repetition's important, and I completely forgot. So, yeah, sometimes it just doesn't happen. And so now I'm getting ready to stick all my papers down. So I'm just putting my adhesive on. And the reason I only put it on one end there, you'll see how I attach them to the background paper. It just doesn't make sense to have adhesive on both ends at that point. Now I am inking all my edges with gray ink. And all these long strips, I'm really only inking 3 edges because that center seam is going to be in the middle, and I don't want to have ink in there, you know, between the two sides, because that would create like a barrier, like a visual barrier, and I don't want that. And then I decide that I'm going to accentuate the galaxy theme by adding some paint splatters to the back. Well, mist actually. So I've got 2 colors of Heidi Swap Mist, the white and the tinsel. And I haven't used a tinsel in a while, so it takes me a while to shake that up. And I was in a rush, so I pulled out my heat gun and dried off the mist. And that spot in the middle, it was a bit bubbly. I don't know if there was something inside the mist, so I just wiped it off. I knew it was going to get covered anyways. Okay, so this is how, when I have papers that I want to go across the divide, I will put one down, and then you saw how I tucked the end of that underneath the other 12 by 12 background paper. That way I can line up my papers exactly. And then I can just add a little bit of adhesive right at the edge there, like I'm doing there, and the papers stay in place. Eventually I will take this to my trimmer and trim off all the edges. I'm doing it now because that blue paper, I need to have the other part of it line up exactly. So I took that to the trimmer and trimmed it off, and now I'll trim off the cream and purple ends that are hanging around. And I realized I forgot that I wanted that white behind the blue, so I have to pull up the blue a little bit, get that stuck down. And the last paper I'll put on is my blue stars, and I decided that I would just take this all the way across the paper so there's no trimming required. And now I just got to get my photos back into place. And quite often I will put my photos right next to each other, like butt them up so there's no gaps. But because my photos are not all lined up to make a perfect square or rectangle or anything like that, I decided to leave a little bit of a sort of, I think they call it a gutter, in between the photos. And then on this side, I decided to have that top photo all the way over, not on top of the blue paper at all. Okay, so I took a little break and I went to find some embellishments, and I'm starting with some washi tape. I've got a strip there that is navy with silver stars. I believe it is Chamel's from her Glitter Girl collection. And then I also have a roll of glittery silver tape. So I'm just adding it into 3 spots. And these will be my sort of main embellishment areas. And I have decided that that blue square in the middle of the page, which is kind of glaringly blank right now, is where I'm going to put my title and my journaling. To accentuate the silver that I've got going, I've pulled out 2 different silver letter stickers. And I wanted to use that one because I like the font and I like the stickers, but I don't have all the letters I need to spell Dumbledore's office. So I'm using these really chunky, glittery stickers. I believe they're from Dear Lizzie. They've been in my stash for a bit, so I don't know how old they are. And I was going to put Dumbledore's office stacked on top of each other in that blue square, and I quickly realized that there is no way Dumbledore is going to fit in the space that I have. So I pull it down so that I can run it all the way across onto the other photo. I'm not covering anything important in that other photo. And then I can put office right beneath. And again, I'm not covering anything important. These are really nice stickers. However, the glitter is going everywhere. So be warned. It's not one of those ones where you can rub at it and the glitter doesn't rub off. And then I've got a sticker sheet. Is that crepe paper, I believe? It's an older one, but they had these really nice sort of gray tiled stickers that I'm going to use to add my subtitle. And you might have noticed from the title of this, what did it say? So many things to see, and then I've got the in parentheses. It's because I actually forgot to write in my title. So, which I completely didn't even realize until I was typing it into the computer, and I went, oh, I don't have the word in. So I'm going to go with that this was intentional, and this is a subtitle on top of a title. And yeah, that's going to be our little secret. So I was playing with the placement here. My Y descender was covering my S, and I tried moving my word C around and it wasn't really working. So I ended up sort of squishing the so many together so that my Y descender doesn't cover that S quite as badly. And now I've got my white gel pen, and I'm just writing my journaling in. I just had to check spelling for 1 second. That's when the computer's handy. How do I spell Phoenix? Yeah, I like having the white pen on that dark paper. It definitely helps lighten it up and brings all that white throughout the layout. And now it's a matter of finding some embellishments. So I'm going through all my stickers and seeing what I can pull out. That purple camera is from the Glitter Girl 6x12 sticker sheet. And the Glitter Girl collection is kind of perfect for this whole album because there's a lot of motifs that work, and the colors work with the pictures, like the purpley blues. There's lots of purple in the Glitter Girl collection. So right now I'm adding the photo corners that actually match the washi tape I've already got on the page. And I end up using the entire row of glittery photo corners. And now this is the Starshine die cut pack that I went through yesterday. I pulled out that Imagine word yesterday and didn't use it, but I end up using it today. It works better on this layout. And the arrow that you currently see sort of in the middle on the right there, I sort of forgot about. It doesn't eventually, I eventually take it off, but not on camera. Completely didn't even see it there. So now I'm just going through and pulling out a few more things. I like these sort of arrow labels. The colors are good. There's the blue one there, and then a white one with a purple tail to it. And this one has a bit of a glitter, or not glittery, glossy finish at the end, which I wasn't sure if my pen was going to work on it. So I leave it there to dry as much as possible. I still end up smudging it, but hopefully I can get it into my album without smudging it any more than it already is. And the white star stickers that you see, I've just randomly placed them there. I know that the glue, the adhesive on the back of those is not the greatest, so I know I can move them around for a while before I establish where they're going to go. I love all of Chamel's products, really, but I gotta say, her stickers do not stick. And I don't know if it's my climate, but I always have to add extra adhesive. Even her letter stickers don't stick. Just kind of annoying. But I will put up with adding some extra adhesive because I do love the motifs and whatnot. And I was just checking. I put that little tiny star down and I tried picking it up with my fingernail to see if it would come up easily, and it didn't seem to, so I'm crossing my fingers and hoping they stay where they're put without any extra adhesive, because those are so tiny. The adhesive would be kind of tricky to get on there. So I'm just keeping adding various little labels and whatnot. That one that I'm writing on right now is from a different crate paper. I think it's a Maggie Holmes collection. Because I have that globe popped up on the left-hand side, I wanted to pop up things on the right as well. So I've popped up the one little saying, and now I'm going to pop up this other globe. And I will actually use the adhesive on the globe to help stick down that acrylic shape, the word, because adhesive would be kind of annoying to attach to that. A few more little stars. I found some that had like a pink, that's where I fixed the smudged writing. Some stars that have like a pink holographic lined detail to them, like outlined. So I've added those in with the white ones. And now I am trying to find some other glittery things that I can scatter about that have some dimension. And in Chamel's collection there are these enamel shapes, and I'm going to use the 3 glittery light blue stars. And then I have a pack of purple gems that I just picked up at Michael's, and I will scatter some of those around. So I hope you have enjoyed seeing this come together. I've got some close-ups here in a bit. I had a lot of fun with this. Hope you can tell that. I don't scrap a lot with purple, so this particular album is getting a lot of purple, which is a bit of a challenge for me, but I'm really enjoying it. So here are the close-ups, and you can see some of my journaling. I was having some fun with those label tags. And hopefully you can't see that that was smudged at one point. Maybe you can. Well, now you know. All right, thank you. We'll see you again soon.